Hi guys, I'm Nicola, the founder of Neom, and I'm here today with Alice Living, who is our amazing new wellbeing ambassador. Thank you so much for coming on board. Tell me why you like Neom, because I always like hearing this.
So I have been a fan of the brand for so long before we started working together. I think you kind of have very similar messaging to stuff that I try and promote. You're all about kind of like taking time for yourself, healthy living, mindful moments, which is something that I'm very passionate about talking about. So yeah, just generally taking care of yourself. And I'm excited because I've picked out some of my favorite products here, which I think we're going to talk about. So things like the bath salts, which I love. I've got the de-stress candle, which is always on in my home. The body oil, the hand cream. There is so much good stuff going on here.
You've picked out some brilliant products, and there's going to be a link in the bio, so if you want to explore more about the products or buy them, you can do so here. So we asked the amazing Alice Living, wellbeing guru extraordinaire, to pick out her very favourite products from Neom and tell us why she loves them so much.
So, my favourites, starting with the bath salts. These are amazing. I'm a big fan of a bath, and actually I was saying earlier how I get out of my bath and my skin feels so nourished because the oils actually absorb into your skin rather than just sliding off when you dry yourself off. So that is why I love this. The Energy Burst perfume, perfect for a little pick-me-up in the afternoon if you're feeling that afternoon slump. It just gives you that zing of energy. The hand balm, now I get really dry hands. I've actually got some on now. My hands are just feeling so amazing. But also, the other thing that we were talking about is if you're just needing a little bit of calm, just breathing it in and doing a bit of a meditative 7-Eleven or square breathing or whatever, just to calm yourself down. It's perfect before you've got a stressful meeting or an interview or anything. We've got the body oil in here, which has got vitamin A in, and it's extremely nourishing, so really good for kind of like people that suffer with dry skin, like myself. One of my absolute favourites, the de-stress candle. This fills a room, it smells amazing, it doesn't give off black smoke, it burns down evenly as well and makes you feel really kind of like warm and comforted. And then finally, the Wellbeing Pod, which is an absolutely incredible piece of equipment. And I was saying how I use it when I'm doing things like meditation or if I'm doing yoga at home. It just has that kind of really relaxing like scent that it gives off, but also it makes like a little bubbly sound, which reminds me of being in a spa.
And it's nice, you can put all the different fragrances in depending on what you need. Good choices. Really love your edit. Thank you. So if you had to pick just three, an edit of the edit, which are your absolute top 3 Neom products?
Okay, really tough to do because even to like whittle it down to this was hard. But if I had to pick, I think I would go with number 1 would be the bath salt. So these are multi-mineral bath salts. So for me, a bath is probably one of my favorite ways to de-stress after a long day.
I agree.
Obviously, as I train quite hard as well, I need like my muscles can get pretty sore. So having a hot soak is actually one of the best things, particularly for my recovery as well. They are so nourishing to my skin. So when you get out of a bath and you feel as though your skin is like a bit dry and crinkly, you don't get that with these. My skin feels really nourished. The best part is that the smell stays. So I smell like my skin smells all lovely. And obviously you've got the rose quartz in there as well, which is really luxurious.
And 84 minerals.
I know, so good. My next favorite would have to be the hand cream, just because it's such a good on-the-go product for a little bit of boost, a little bit of kind of a mindful moment. We were speaking about how earlier, just like sort of putting it in your hands and taking a deep breath in and just doing a bit of square breathing or getting yourself to calm down before a big meeting or before when you're meeting with someone and you're a little bit nervous and it's like, oh, how can I just bring myself back down to
handbag product, isn't it? And the fragrance really packs a punch.
Because I think a lot of people associate sort of de-stressing with being at home, but if there's something that you can take on the go with you that can help you kind of bring that alive when you're outside the home, that would be one of them, and I think it's so good for that. The number 1 product that I cannot live without is my de-stress candle. Our days are so like packed and busy, and if there's one simple thing that when I walk through the door I know is going to help me just feel a little bit calmer, it's just putting on a candle and just having that smell, you know, when I'm cooking and doing stuff, just wafting around, and it just makes me feel so at home.
And this one's such a complex blend. It's actually got 24 essential oils in.
Amazing.
So there is a real complexity to it, isn't there? I can never quite put my finger on is it the lavender coming through, or is it the jasmine or the Brazilian? It's quite hard.
The other thing that I just love about it is I've had so many candles where they just burn off black smoke. I've never had that with a Neom candle, obviously because they're all natural. They just burn so easily, and you know, they last ages as well, which is great.
Yeah, there's no paraffin wax, there's no synthetic scents at all, so they burn cleanly and evenly. I'm so glad you like that. They're some of my favourite products as well.
And I think we're going to pitch it back, aren't we? So
we are.
If you had to choose from this,
I have to pick my favourite 3.
Your favourite 3.
I love the Energy Burst perfume. When we launched this, the strapline was Spritz, Kick-Ass, Repeat, and I love that because it's about spritzing on yourself kind of at those moments during the day when you need it most. So not as you sort of traditionally just use perfume before you go out for a night, but you know, first thing in the morning, maybe at 11 o'clock when you kind of have that slump, certainly at 4 o'clock when you have that slump. Before I go out on an evening, it kind of gives me that boost. So I love that, yes, it's that sparkling kind of fragrance, and you've got the lemon and the grapefruit and the rosemary, and it smells fresh and light, but then it really kind of gives me that punch, and it kind of works in a treatment in that way. So I love that. I love the body oils. I mean, these have been redeveloped this year. This one is the scent to make you happy, and it's got vitamin A, E and F and the argan oil in it as well. But what I really love about this is, I think, you know, so many people still think oils are greasy. Because it's all natural, it sinks into your skin so quickly. I mean, we use that on holiday as, you know, an after sun, because if there's ever any dry or red patches or anything in your skin, it's just amazing. Working really, really well for me. I love that product. And I absolutely love, of course, the Wellbeing Pod. I use it for so many different things, and it gives you that big kind of hint of fragrance in, you know, seconds. But I like it with the light on and the sleep oil, and it's great for the kids. They have one each now. I gave them one each for Christmas. We put the light on, and then it goes off after an hour. So I love the timer mode.
Yeah, the timer mode is really good as well, because things like, for example, with a candle, you couldn't have that in your child's bedroom. But with this, it's so easy. You get the scent, you get that sort of uplifting feeling, but without having to worry about a burning candle in someone's room.
Sometimes if I come home late, I want fragrance quick, and it works in that way, or in a big hallway or something, so I love that. They're our top 6. I think we did quite well.
Amazing.
So you guys have sent in some questions for us to pose to Alice, and the first one is going to be, what is your ultimate idea of well-being?
Great question.
Hard question.
Yeah, hard, and I think it's different for everyone, which is important. No person's like idea of well-being is ever going to be the same.
I agree.
I guess for me, it includes having a very balanced, healthy lifestyle. And what is balance? I guess for me, that is you know, doing all the things that make me feel good. So making time for things like exercise, like eating well, but then also making time for things like going out with my friends, like taking time off and lying in a bath and reading a book. So it's really like finding a balance of all the things that make me feel good.
I absolutely agree. I think it's about something that's very personal, your own kind of little toolkit, if you like.
Exactly.
Brilliant. I love that question. So the second one is going to be, do you have any must-reads for 2019?
Great question, because I am very into my reading at the moment.
Yes,
We've got loads of good books behind us.
Yeah.
I have recently finished, there's a couple of ones that I love. Normal People by Sally Rooney.
I read it. Love it.
So good.
Love it.
I absolutely loved it, and I actually want to read her Conversations with Friends, which is her next book. So I'm going to read that.
Good.
That's on my list. I recently finished Michelle Obama's Becoming.
Me too.
Oh my God, we are the same person.
So ridiculous.
Really good book. And I also read, which I think everyone should read, Eleanor Oliphant. Have you read that?
I've read that as well.
It's absolutely fine. That was
Really
a
good.
great book. So
Really good.
those are my top 3.
I love that, and just a couple of wellbeing books that I really like. If you have anxiety, I love The Anxiety Solution by
Alan de Botton.
Yes,
Read it.
yes. I also like, there's one as well by Chloe Botheridge. It's really, really good.
Yes,
That's a good
she's
book.
great.
There's a great new cookbook called Good Mood Food.
Ooh.
I would very much recommend
Love that. Cool.
Love my books.
Good
You love your
choices.
books.
Yeah.
Good. Brilliant. So the next question is, what's the top 3 things that can give you an energy boost in the morning?
Oh, good question. I am a morning person, so this is perfect for me. I would say the first thing is to get yourself prepared the night before. I know it sounds silly, but if you're organised the night before, everything's set up, you don't really have to make any decisions about what to wear or what to pack in your bag in the morning, you're going to be far more likely to get out of bed and have a positive start to your day because everything's already done for you. The next thing I would say is start your day with like a big glass of water, just get yourself hydrated after a night's sleep. And then just like do something really simple. So for example, the Energy Burst perfume is really good for that. Just giving you that burst of energy in the morning that makes you feel as though you're ready to attack the day. So yeah, those are my 3 tips.
I like that. It might turn me into a morning person, but probably not. And then the last question we've got is, what would you do if you had a whole day off to yourself? Very rare, very rare.
Okay, great question. I would probably go to the theatre, which is one of my favourite things to do. There's so many things that I want to see, but I haven't yet seen the Harry Potter play.
Yes.
I know, and I really want to see that. And that's a double header.
Yeah,
so you've got to do 2 in one day. So I would go and see that. And then I'd finish my day in a bath with some Neom bath salts, reading a book and chilling out with maybe a glass of wine as well. So
yeah, I was going to say I need a glass of wine to finish the day.
Yeah.
But that's a good day, I agree. Brilliant.